So I recently did a show, and I got the best compliment I've ever gotten. I got off the stage, and a guy came up and said, "Let's give it up for Betsy Miller. It takes courage to get up there and be that white." That was fantastic. I'm from Nebraska. I'm totally out of my element in Memphis. This is so different. And in Nebraska, we deal with race by pretending it doesn't exist. We do the same thing with marijuana, teenage pregnancy, and sports that aren't football. So that works out really well. But I'll call friends at home and be like, "This is so different, you know. Most of the people I work with are black, and I'll hear this weird noise." Or I'll call a friend and be like, "Yeah, it's so interesting down here. I'm one of the only white people in the neighborhood, and I'll hear this weird noise." I figured out eventually that noise was their anus tightening. We don't talk about race in Nebraska. It's super awkward. I think the idea is that if you don't talk to your kids about race, then they can't say anything stupid and racist. So you should never underestimate your kid's ability to say something stupid. Never, never. I remember when I was in high school, I was talking to my best friend Erin at a football game, and this girl we just met, and she looks at Erin and she says, "What are you?" It's just like the most awkward question I can ever imagine. And my friend she was cool. She said, "Well, actually, I don't know because I'm adopted." But later I was talking to Erin. I said, "You know, I never wondered what you are. I always assumed you were a black-haired, brown-eyed, brown-skinned white person." She said, "Betsy, that's racist and stupid." So sorry, Mom, it didn't work. So we moved down here back in August, I guess. Yeah, August. And we only knew two people in town, Bob and Penny. We're trying to figure out where we're going to live, and Bob and Penny said, "Now, Memphis is a very dangerous town, so be careful. You don't want to live south of Quince or near the airport." Which is very helpful, because we knew exactly where we could afford to live. It's wonderful. But I called this apartment complex. Back when we lived in Nebraska, I called them here in Memphis, and I was asking about the price of stuff, and is this a decent neighborhood? Or no, I didn't ask that. I was asking about the price of stuff and, you know, what kind of apartments they have. And after I was talking to this woman for a minute, she said, "You know, this isn't the best neighborhood. You might not want to live here."
Damn.
It's like, you are the worst landlord I've ever heard.
That's advice you could ever receive.
I would have moved that because you're real.
Absolutely. But we did find a neighborhood. I live just like 6 blocks from here in Parkway Village. And, yeah, so south of Quince near the airport. And it's so weird. Bob and Penny, you know, they're like thinking this is a bad neighborhood, and I'm saying to my husband, Jeff, this isn't a bad neighborhood. Like, I thought bad neighborhood meant like gun crime, not like 3 miles to Starbucks. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, this isn't the worst neighborhood we've ever lived in, not at all. Like, we lived in a place in Lincoln.
She said 12 miles from Starbucks. That's the bad neighborhood. It's too far, huh?
But we lived in a worse neighborhood in Lincoln. Like, we moved into this place, and 2 days before we moved in, there was a drug-related shooting, like just a few houses down from us. And our friends were like, "Are you still going to live there?" And, "Well, yeah, we're just not going to buy drugs from that person anymore."